Hey guys, it's Sonia here with Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company. How are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, just leaving it like that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am actually recording a podcast episode 174, and I have something different for you right now. Episode 174 and forward for the next 30 episodes that are not heart to hearts. They're going to be called something called quick clips. And what quick clips are is 15, 20 minutes, maybe even less than that, tidbits of information that fit into your life. So I'm super excited to be rolling this out. Our lives have become busier. Well, most of us. Mine slowed down, but that's for different reasons. But in most cases, our lives have become busier, right? Some of us are working our side hustle just as much as we're working our full-time business. We're raising kids, or we're spending time with the grandkids, or whatever life demands from us. And it is still so very important to infuse your mind, body, and soul with so much valuable information. So I'm so excited to roll this out today. And it's going to be, these quick clips are going to be clear and concise bits of information that you can listen to at any time. So episode 174 is called What If? And it's again quick clips, what if? And you will be able to listen to this on your favorite listening channel. I have not decided yet if I'm going to be putting these quick clips on YouTube. I think I'm going to skip this part on YouTube, and I can always upload them later if I want to. So, are you ready? Are you ready to get started? When I say what if, what's the first thing that comes to mind? What's the first thing? And before we go too far, I want you to wiggle your toes. Stop whatever you're doing and wiggle your toes. That's going to bring you into the moment here. Okay. So, what if our expectancies not only affect how we see reality, but they affect reality themselves? Itself, however you roll that out. Let me say that again. What if our expectations not only affect how we see reality, but they affect the reality itself? And when it comes to what if, I want you to think about why you should always expect something wonderful to happen. So every day in the shower, I say a little something to God. I go like this. I wiggle my arms above my head. So I realize I might be doing all audio here. And I know it's a funny thing, but I'm under the shower and I'm wiggling my arms over my head, shaking my hips, getting my body moving as I say, thank you. I say, thank you, God, for showing me how great today can be, or how great today is. So, depending on what comes out of my mouth, because again, I'm in the shower, the hot water is steaming all over me. My arms are over my shoulders. My shoulders are swaying or going up and moving side by side. My upper body is swaying a bit. And as I feel the water come down, I say, thank you, God, for showing me how great today is going to be. And how wonderful is it to always expect that something wonderful is going to happen? And what if it does? What if we can keep the doors open for something good to happen? I like to live without expectations. I've been accused of being a hippie or a free spirit. If something happens, it happens. I don't get worked up about it either way. But I do make one exception to that. And that exception is this: I always expect something wonderful to happen. Always. And why is that? And that's honestly where life has brought me to. And I'm hoping I can help bring you to this place sooner rather than later in your life. Because when something wonderful happens, it makes life exciting. and you never know what's waiting for you around the corner. New opportunities, new friends, new experiences. You find something wonderful. You can even be taken by surprise. Your something wonderful can completely take you by surprise. And the possibilities are endless. You can see a butterfly on your walk and Google it when you get back. And then that can trigger something else. And it can just turn into something so magical. And if you start priming your mind to expect wonderful things to happen, you start creating conditions in your psyche and in your spirit, which attract those wonderful things into your life. Now, this is not the entire picture, but it's the very basis of the law of attraction. And if you want to make the law of attraction work for you, expect something wonderful. Expecting something wonderful is a perfect place to start. But that's an entirely different story for an entirely different day. Today we're talking about what if, not necessarily the law of attraction. Just for now, start expecting something wonderful to happen. It might not happen today, but it will happen. Stay optimistic. Always expect the best. Life, we know this by now. We know this by now. Life doesn't give you what you want. It doesn't necessarily give you what you want, does it? But it sure gives you what you expect. So, do you expect success? Do you expect failure? Do you expect what you spend most of your days and time worrying about? Or are your expectations about yourself and others, do they come from your conscious mind? You see, our subconscious beliefs, they have an enormous impact on our achievements. Your expectations influence your attitude, and your attitude has a lot to do with your success. Your expectations also affects your willingness to take action, and that impacts all of your interactions with others. Many of us know this, yet most of us expect negative outcomes when asking one of our favorite questions. What if? Our mind loves this question. And when we ask this question, it leaves so much open for interpretation. What if it doesn't work out? Is a question that comes across our mind. What if she doesn't go out with me? What if I don't get the job? What if I don't get the raise? What if I lose the job? My gosh, how many times have I spent my life in these questions? These questions don't feel good. And that feeling helps us focus more of the fear. So why not turn this around? And for every limiting or negative thought that your subconscious mind is saying to you, what if the opposite is true? What if it worked out great? What if she said yes? What if I get a raise? What if I become a millionaire with this idea? What if I found the resources? What if I can make it happen? What if now is the time? What if these quick clips help me change my life for real? Because I am tapping into what matters most, and that is having my conscious mind and the law of attraction work for me and not against me. My gosh, what if? What other what if questions would you ask yourself, my friends? You see, this single adjustment in how you ask the question transforms your energy, which then transforms the answers you get. It changes your thinking and your inner dialogue. Suddenly, you start asking what if questions up in your head rather than the what if down questions, right? You're starting to think the what if positive versus the what if down. The benefits in shifting your thinking are going to have a profound effect. Less stress, less fear, less anxiety. Check, check. You will feel more peaceful. We all want that. Your energy levels will go up because you're not wasting time in that negative space. It allows you to be the inventor of your own experience. See, we've always said, we've always heard, and if you haven't, maybe I shouldn't say always, but we've heard that every day is a new chapter. So every month is a new chapter in a book. And we have 365 pages to make this amazing and to write our own experiences and how we want to be the holder of the pen. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. I just kind of had a motion in my throat when I said that. We want to be the author of our story. We want to be the one writing those stories down. So we want to be the inventor of our experiences, even if it's journaling. We want to be journaling how great our life is at the end of each day. So take this with you into today. Try it out. How does it feel hearing this right now? Write a list of all of your fears and negative what ifs, and then turn them around. That's your tactical implementation for today, friends. I am excited for the what if. I am excited for how it brings optimism into your life and light and physical lightness. Okay, if you enjoyed this, why not show some love and share your thoughts, some comments. Either way, you're awesome, guys. I appreciate you all for following along. I will probably put this one up on YouTube as well, but I'm not making a commitment whether I am putting all of these quick clips up. Um, Here's why. I just want to leave it open for life and the readiness of life. Yeah. I'm sending you so much love and joy today and every day. My contact information is going to be in here. If you like this, you're going to love what I dropped in the Essentially You private group and coaching session today. We actually talked about micro habits, and that information is available to you too if you decide to sign up, and it's $22 a week. Who doesn't want that? The link will be in the bio. You're looking at the Essentially You group and coaching program.